This episode of Voice Over Par Charcha is powered by voicesbazaar.com, India's premium audio agency.
And even now,
Yes,
जब लोग
true.
बोलते हैं कि I want to become a voiceover artist, I'm like, please don't quit your job. You have to take a calculated risk. Can you work it out? Will it be possible? Because as a self-employed person, आपके कोई 2 months they don't look the same. And I think anything related to the entertainment industry, आपका एक season होता है. So you have your off season, you have your heavy work season. My mom and dad have always told me कि जो भी करो 100% दिल से करो. नहीं करना.
Yes.
If you can't do that, फिर मत करो. Don't waste your time. And don't waste other people's time. Every day I get, मुझे I think 100 से 200 messages मिलते हैं inbox में. How do I become a voiceover artist? How do I become? Nobody wants to do their own research.
Welcome to another super special episode of Voice Over Par Charcha. In this special episode, we have a multi-talented personality, a seasoned voice artist, a singer, an anchor, a content creator, an influencer, last but not the least, an entrepreneur. So to my viewers, to my listeners, to my subscribers, it's a great honor to have the one and only Tanya Nambiar on Voice Over Par Charcha. So Tanya, thank you so much for coming on Voice Over Par Charcha और आपका बहुत स्वागत है इस podcast में.
Thank you so much for having me. And I know थोड़ा time लगा है इस date पे arrive करने के लिए, but I'm glad we are finally doing this and हम ये कर पा रहे हैं. So I'm quite excited to be here.
Yes, finally. And first of all, heartiest congratulations for becoming a mother for the second time few months back, and heartiest congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So, first of all, you getting into performing arts like singing, आप anchoring करते हैं साथ में, of course, voice over being a part of it. तो इसकी शुरुआत कैसे हुई? I would like to know your prior background, if over to you.
Okay, so I think जो भी मैं आज कर रही हूँ ऐसा कुछ मेरे आइडिया मतलब थॉट नहीं था कि मुझे यही करना है. मतलब आई जस्ट न्यू एज अ चाइल्ड दैट आई वांटेड टू डू समथिंग रिलेटेड टू एंटरटेनमेंट. मुझे एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री में कुछ मतलब आई वांटेड टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. नाउ व्हाट एग्जैक्टली आई वांटेड टू डू आई वाजंट श्योर. आई लाइक्ड सिंगिंग. मुझे स्टेज पे अच्छा लगता था. आई लाइक टॉकिंग. आई फेल्ट आई हैड अ गुड कमांड. स्पेशली आई वाज वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट व्हेन आई वुड गेट ऑन स्टेज एंड स्टफ. सो आई हैड दिस आइडिया कि मुझे कुछ रिलेटेड टू द माइक्रोफोन करना है, पर क्या आई हैड नो क्लू. सो आफ्टर कॉलेज आई गॉट इनटू लाइक 9 to 5 सेल्स जॉब. एंड मैं बहुत खुश थी अपने जॉब के साथ, बट आई वांटेड टू अर्न मोर. एंड आई यूज्ड टू अटेंड अ लॉट ऑफ कैरियोके नाइट्स. तो वहां से when I used to sing वहां पे एज अ कैरियोके पर्सन आप लोगों को गाने के लिए आप इनकरेज कर रहे हो, आप खुद गा रहे हो when nobody else is singing, and that kind of opened my doors for singing. I started my band and बहुत जल्दी मैंने रियलाइज किया कि एज अ सिंगर आपका एक सीजनल प्रोफेशन है. यू कांट कीप सिंगिंग एवरी डे. हर दिन तो शो हो ही नहीं सकते. सो यू हैव अ सीजन, एंड आई थिंक एनीथिंग रिलेटेड टू द एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री आपका एक सीजन होता है. So you have your off season, you have your heavy work season, which is usually like for my shows, October till March is a heavy season. That's when maximum shows, festivals वगैरह होते हैं. And even as a voiceover artist now I've noticed कि यहाँ पे भी seasons है. There are months which are very heavy, especially because again that time you have Diwali, Christmas, so there's so many ads happening, so much content being created. So that's a very heavy season for voiceovers. So very soon as a singer मुझे realize हुआ कि मुझे what do I do जब shows नहीं है. Because I had quit my job and I told myself कि मैं अपने आप को 1 साल दूंगी म्यूजिक ट्राई करने के लिए. अगर नहीं काम करता I'll go back to my job because I did love my job. But and I also wanted to be practical about it. It's not like I come from a lot of money कि ठीक है देख लेंगे. You as a middle class person you want to take calculated risks. And even now जब लोग बोलते हैं कि I want to become a voiceover artist, I'm like, please don't quit your job. You have to take a calculated risk. Can you work it out? Will it be possible? Because as a self-employed person, आपके कोई 2 months they don't look the same. Every month is different. And we need to understand that. So for me, very quickly I realized that okay, I want to what else can I do to sustain myself? So that's how I stumbled upon voiceovers. And it was great. It was very addictive for me because the love for the microphone वो था, कि मैं अभी भी कुछ microphone से related कुछ कर रही हूँ. And it was great because I like talking and आपको पैसे मिल रहे बात करने के लिए to be these characters every day. You're being a new character. So it was quite interesting and I really liked that, and that's how I got into voiceovers. And there's been no looking back since then.
Okay, so one thing I would like to ask. May I know the year, like when you started? I can say when you quit your job, and what kind of job? किस तरह की job थी आपकी इससे पहले?
So I was working, my last job, I was handling magazines like Maxim, Sports Illustrated,
Okay.
is Discover India, all of these magazines. So I was working as a salesperson for them. And actually, us time when I was working with these magazines, us time my CEO used to be like, "Ye cha, aap," because I told him, I said, I also sing and this and that. So they used to also make me MC for events. And that's how I got a good practice, for it. Yeah, and I quit my job, I think December 2012 में मैंने अपना job quit किया था. No, actually June 2012 I quit my job. फिर I found some people, formed a band, and December 2012 I had my first show. And एक साल मैंने singing किया, and then I think around 2013 or 2014 I started into voiceovers.
It's been a decade, it's been a decade you
it's
have been
been
into
a-
voiceovers.
Yeah, it's been a decade.
Okay, so initially जैसे ऑफ कोर्स आपने अपने घर पे होम सेटअप बनाया होगा उस टाइम पे, वॉइस ओवर की अगर बात
नहीं,
करी
उस
जाए.
टाइम नहीं था.
अच्छा, उस टाइम पे तो यूज टू हायर स्टूडियोज लाइक
Yeah,
रेंट पे जैसे जाते हैं.
because that time it was a filler, right? I didn't think कि ये मेरा permanent career है, because I'm still trying to figure out my musical career, and this I stumbled upon. So that time especially जब आप you quit your job, एक बहुत ही बड़ा pressure होता है अपने आप पे. Thankfully मेरी family बहुत supportive थी. They were like, okay, you give it a shot अगर आपको लग रहा है, because my mom and dad have always told me कि जो भी करो 100% दिल से करो, नहीं करना, if you can't do that फिर मत करो, don't waste your time and don't waste other people's time. So for me that was very important. So I think I was putting pressure on myself, because I was like, ये काम करना चाहिए, अगर नहीं हुआ, and once you get used to working on your own timing or apne routine pe, you don't want to go back to that 9 to 5. But for me, I was like, I have to make this happen. So it was like that. So so that time voiceovers used to come, so I used to get call ki idhar aa jao, radio station mein aa jao.
Okay.
And I used to really like get my clients by doing cold emails and doing the whole research, because that time there was no like Instagram or nothing like that. I mean, it was just I think Facebook was there, and I would just Google and figure out, research करती थी कि कैसे किसको contact करना चाहिए, how do I get my samples, and I created samples on like a phone, and then I would go, so I would get call की radio station में अगर मुझे project मिलता था, I would be like, yeah, I have a studio set up, and I would go book a studio आपको 1 घंटे का वो देती है, आप पे करो, which I used to charge the client, and that's how. So only once after a while, जब मुझे लगा कि काफी काम आ रहा है, and then again a calculated risk that now I can invest in setting up a home studio, because I didn't want to just पैसे खर्च के फिर काम नहीं आया, then so for me, मैं हमेशा थोड़ा सा careful रहती हूँ. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, but it's worked out so far.
No, it have to be calculative, right?
Yeah, you have to be, because like अभी भी जैसे सिंगर्स के लिए भी अगर लोग पूछते हैं, या वॉइस ओवर्स के लिए भी, मैम मैं कौन सा माइक खरीदूं, मैं कौन सा साउंड कार्ड, होल्ड अप, वेट, आपको क्या उतना काम मिल रहा है? इफ यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट देन ग्रेट, बस्ट अप दैट मनी. पर अगर नहीं मिल रहा, यू कैन स्टूडियो में जाके आप कर सकते हैं, वर्क इट आउट. थोड़ा सा एफर्ट लगता है कि हाँ, कम्यूटिंग बैक एंड फोर्थ, बट दैट टाइम वो भूख थी काम करने की, एंड आई वांटेड टू जस्ट क्रिएट, मतलब मेरा पोर्टफोलियो मैं बढ़ाना चाहती थी. आई वांटेड टू क्रिएट अ नेम फॉर माई सेल्फ in the voiceover industry. So I was like, ठीक है, मैं भी स्टूडियोज के जाके करूंगी, तो मैं वही करती थी.
Well, एक चीज माननी पड़ेगी आज के समय में, जो इफ आई टॉक अबाउट होम सेटअप, टेक्नोलॉजी और इक्विपमेंट्स ये काफी एक्सेसिबल हो गए हैं. दैट्स व्हाई आई नेवर रियलाइज कि मैं आपसे जब बात कर रहा हूँ, इट वाज 2013 and 14. अब और अभी में मुझे लगता है कि इक्विपमेंट्स, टेक्नोलॉजी, सो इट्स रियली एक्सेसिबल.
Yeah, now you have, आपको माइक कोई भी रेंज में मिल सकता है, like because everything is social media, everything is about content. तो now you have like a microphone, sound card setup, मतलब आपको हर बजट के लिए मिल जाएगा. So हाँ, so if people want to, they can actually. बस I do feel कि the only difference जो मैं अब देखती हूँ लोगों में is that people ने देखा चाहे voice over artist, and they'll just every day I get, मुझे I think 100 से 200 messages मिलते हैं inbox में. How do I become a voiceover artist? How do I become? Nobody wants to do their own research.
Yes.
When I started that time, because we feel अगर हमने social media पे किसी को देख लिया, Instagram पे, it's their right to tell me how I should become. It's not my right. I'm doing, मैं तो अपना bread और butter कमा रही हूँ. It's not my duty to tell you कि आपको कैसे बनाना. If I say मैं teacher हूँ, मैं voiceover coach हूँ, then yes,
it's a different thing.
But I don't want to tell you. मैं अपना, आप मतलब मैं अपने plate पे क्यों लात मारूँ? I am trying to build my own thing. तो मैं वही बोलती हूँ कि अगर आप इतने इंटरेस्टेड हो वॉइस ओवर आर्टिस्ट बनने में, then do your own research. At least, struggle, fall, figure out, take those, no, आपको no सुनने को कितनी बार मिलेगा, नहीं आपकी आवाज अच्छी नहीं है, वो you have to feel that to kind of rise above that, which I don't see people doing that. Everybody wants it easy. You know, inbox में message भेज दिया, मुझे बताओ कैसे बन. It doesn't work like that.
Yes, it doesn't work like that, right? Research and working towards your craft.
Yeah.
Even there are inquiries कि इतना budget है, कौन सा mic लेना चाहिए. But whenever I'm available, I get of course YouTube comments कि अच्छा ये इतना budget है, अच्छा ये 30-40 हज़ार रुपए का budget है, क्या हम ये membership ले ले, काम मिलना शुरू हो जाएगा. But just wait a minute, man. आपको पहले equipments, craft, practice, बहुत सारी चीजें आती है उसमें.
Yeah. And मैं actually YouTube पे बैठ के search करती थी, okay, how vocal exercises, all of that, because even as a singer, मैं trained singer नहीं हूँ. It's not, I've never trained for anything of this, of this
Naturally.
sort. Yeah, so it's just come naturally, and I think कि मैंने अपने आप को judge किया, ये नहीं कि मम्मी पापा ने बोला वाह क्या आवाज है, तुम best हो, ये, it was not like that. It's when people told me, because strangers का, when people tell you okay you're good, then they don't have any need to impress me or make me happy, because I don't know them, they don't know me. पर अगर कोई बोल रहा है कि आपकी आवाज बहुत अच्छी है, आप अच्छा गा रहे हैं, that means something. Parents तो obviously encourage करेंगे, मतलब most people, there are people जिनको family encouragement नहीं मिलती, but my parents were always like, yeah, you're good. But I wanted that, am I good, या मम्मी पापा ऐसे ही बोल रहे, So I think yeah, that was once I got that kind of confidence कि हाँ, तो मैं अपने आप ही try करती थी, मैं एक line लेके उसको 100 बार different styles में बोल के figuring out कि मेरी tonality क्या है, क्या texture work करता है. So right now if I'm talking normally, this is the way I talk, but when my voiceovers, you'll notice I have a more huskier, grittier, deeper texture, जो मैंने अपने craft पे work किया है. So a lot of people feel it's just अच्छा unique आवाज है, अगर मेरी deep आवाज है, I can become a voiceover artist, and it's not. It's voice acting.
Voice acting, yes.
Yeah, because it's not just about having a great voice. It's like अगर आप वो emotions नहीं ला सकते अपनी voice में, आपकी जितनी भी unique voice हो, it won't help. You have to be able to emote. आपको आप voice acting कर रहे हो, आप हर दिन एक नया character ले रहे हो. Even if it's narration, even if it's IVR recordings, आप एक character, का role ले रहे हो, and उसकी आवाज में आप बात कर रहे हो. So it is an act, which we have to understand that is voiceovers.
वही होता है ना, जैसे जिम में जाके बॉडी अच्छी बना ली तो एक्टर बन जाओगे, तो वही वाली बात होगी कि अगर आवाज, हाँ, मॉडल बन जाओगे, तो वही होगी, आवाज अच्छी है तो एब्सोल्युटली. Well, one thing and I've been of course following your work on Instagram and one thing I really like about your particular posts and all, जिस तरह से आप of course advertisements का जो आप it's a kind of your project splits, it's a live script reading, और आपके ऐसे कई सारे पोस्ट है. तो मैं सबसे पहले तो ये पूछना चाहूंगा, आपको आइडिया कैसे आया कि आप इस तरह से पोस्ट, क्योंकि ये जो है हर कोई नहीं कर रहा, ये आपको कब आइडिया है, एंड ऑफ कोर्स इससे आपको इंक्वायरीज या इन टर्म्स ऑफ मार्केटिंग हाउ इट्स हेल्पिंग यू? आई वुड लाइक टू नो दैट.
So before this, I never wanted to become, I still don't call myself like a content creator या कुछ, because this, I've always been very proactive. मुझे कोई ये नहीं है कि अच्छा मैं 10 साल से हूँ तो मैं किसी को cold email नहीं भेज सकती. I can't introduce myself. ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. I love what I do. और every day I wake up hungry for work, कि मुझे काम, because वो बोलते हैं ना कि when you're so passionate about something, वो काम नहीं लगता. फिर आपको लगता है कि हाँ, मुझे कोई 2 बजे सुबह को भी बोल देना कि आपकी रिकॉर्डिंग है, मैं I'll do it. I have 2 babies. I'm working all the time, but I'll do it because I love what I do. And वो झलकता है फिर. I think that when you have that passion, it reflects in your work, which is very important. If you're happy with your job, great. And not everybody has to become an entrepreneur. हर कोई, you don't have to quit your job कि मैं भी ये करूँगा. If you like your job, great. आपको वो passion feel होना चाहिए. You should feel that, that high, that energy you should feel. And for me, it is like that. As I said, I don't know how to, like, I don't know if you can see that when I started, basically COVID में I lost, I think about, I'm trying to calculate, COVID में I lost about 55 shows as a singer in 2020. And I was like, oh no, अब मैं क्या करूँ? I've lost my shows. And that's when I realized कि voiceovers I'll focus on. So I sat and sent 175, 200 mails one day to different agencies, production houses कि hi, मैं voiceover artist हूँ, मैंने अपने work links attach किए, and I sent that. And then I started basically to get more work, मैंने ये शुरू कर दिया, behind the scenes of my work, because I was just, and I realized nobody was doing it. Voiceovers तो मतलब you have get ready with me videos and dance videos, ये सब है, but कोई voiceover के लिए, we don't consider putting ourselves out there. And I wanted people to know कि ये भी एक है profession. This is something that I also do. Most people didn't know I'm a voiceover artist. सब मुझे बस singer के नाम पे जानते
Singer
थे.
के नाम से जानते थे.
हाँ, nobody knew I was doing this. Only probably close friends and family. So for me, I started doing this behind the scenes reels to get more work, to get clients, basically to show my portfolio. And also it was like 3-4 days मुझे कुछ काम नहीं आया था. I lost shows, COVID started, and that's when I worked on this and I said कि मैं ये करूँ. What is there to lose? And that's how it started. And it was just, it clicked. And the funny part is, these are the same ads जो लोग block करते हैं because you pick up premium, whether you're picking up Spotify premium or YouTube premium, because nobody wants to see ads.
But over there they're watching, yeah.
Are getting 1.5 million views. I was just like, what is happening? It was so, and it's been so organic, because it was very refreshing. I think people liked seeing कि अच्छा ये है आवाज, हमें कुछ और लगा, and people like seeing putting a face to the voice. I think वो बहुत interesting लगा people को. So it was a very organic way for me, and actually it started out of losing work and trying to get more work, and basically मेरा portfolio online दिखाने के लिए मैंने वो शुरू किया, and it clicked. It was, sometimes you're just doing the right thing at the right time, and
Yes,
it clicked.
And the best part, you are leveraging the power of internet, the power of social media, because you said that, see, you are just putting stuff और आपके जैसे आपके live जो आपने projects किए हैं, but actually you end up becoming a content creator also.
Yeah.
आप जब डाल रहे हो तो आपको reach मिल रही है, और उससे of course inbound inquiries, clients, कहीं ना कहीं तो आपको benefit of course हुआ होगा इसका.
Yeah, because a lot of times and that's when I started noticing कि मैंने कहा कि काफी टाइम ओरिजिनल एड से मेरे रील पे मुझे ज्यादा व्यूज मिल रहे हैं देन द एड इटसेल्फ. मतलब जो क्लाइंट ने एड पोस्ट किया, आई एम गेटिंग मोर व्यूज ऑन दैट, व्हिच इज आल्सो अ ग्रेट वे. एंड लिटरली एज आई सेड कि यू हैव टू, इन टुडेज वर्ल्ड, आपको एक बहुत ही क्रिएटिव वे अप्रोच करना है काम को, स्पेशली बिकॉज इट्स सो कम्पिटिटिव. इतना कम्पिटिटिव है. एंड आजकल इट्स नॉट जस्ट, पहले जमाने होता था डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर. नाउ देयर आर सो मेनी प्रोफेशंस, and especially as if you're self-employed, so you have to be creative ki how do you approach your clients, how do you, nowadays if I get an email, I'm not going to look at it, so I had to find a very creative way to approach clients without it seeming like hi main kaam dhoond rahi hu, and it's great. And I've seen almost a 75% increase in my client base. I'm working with now more clients than ever before. It's been great, and mere liye matlab ye kafi avenues usne khol diya hai. So it's been a great journey so far, and I'm still doing it only because मुझे काम चाहिए.
It's working like a lead magnet. Plus, it's more like inbound approach rather than you reaching out to people. People are reaching out to you.
And right? I think it opened the doors. Ki this is also and after that I actually wanted to shine this light हमारे industry पे कि ये देखो ये है voice over industry, because nobody really does that.
Yes.
जो whether you're a small artist or a big artist, कोई कर नहीं रहा था. So in today's time, अगर आपका content अलग है, it works, it clicked, and this clicked.
Definitely. And you also appeared like you were invited as a speaker, if I'm not wrong, in India Voice Fest. I don't know exactly the year, but
this like 2023. So
2023, yes.
I couldn't go. मैं बॉम्बे जा नहीं पाई because I was in my last. Sorry, I have 3 dogs at home, so you might hear barking. No, it was in December 2023. And I was in my last month of pregnancy, so I couldn't, मैं वहाँ travel नहीं कर पाई. So I attended it. I was part of one of the roundtable conferences, so it was nice. मुझे काफी अच्छा लगा मिलके, more people from the industry, and as I said, I still इतना time हो गया, मुझे अभी भी लगता है कि मैं outsider हूँ, and क्योंकि I'm not part of the dubbing scene, like Bombay में काफी अलग. I don't know many people from the industry. तो यहाँ पे जो लेवल ऑफ वर्क मिलता है वो काफी अलग है. बॉम्बे में you'll have people, more dubbing and stuff, and वही I think वॉइस ओवर में भी इतने सब genres हैं. Are you doing IVR recording? आप dubbing कर रहे हैं, mimicry में अच्छे हैं. So people also need to figure that out. अगर कोई वॉइस ओवर इंडस्ट्री में घुसना चाहता है, what part of the industry आप जाना चाहते हैं? Mimicry,
USPs,
narration, yes. Yeah, that also people need to figure. It's not like कि बस बोलते रहो. Like मैं mimicry में बिल्कुल zero हूँ. I cannot do mimicry. I'm great with narration. I can't do regional languages. मतलब अगर मैं कर पाती तो मैं अभी तक millionaire बन जाती. But unfortunately, I cannot. I wish I knew Malayalam or Tamil. I don't know. तो वो ये आपको अपनी USP identify करनी है. तो मेरा जो style है, मेरी आवाज है, मुझे पता है कौन से projects पे it works and what kind of work I can focus on. So that it's honestly been a lot of permutations, combinations, and अपने आप को study करना, अपने आप को better करना. It's been a journey so far.
Very inspiring. Okay, so coming on one aspect like that is competition. Competition हमेशा से था रहेगा. But now we are stepping into an era where competition is not just with the human beings. You can figure out what exactly I'm talking
Yes.
about. और ये इस बारे में discussion होती है आज के podcast में. Yeah, so that is artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
और वो हर जगह पे not just voice acting, voice overs, हर जगह पे मतलब वो दस्तक दे चुका है AI.
हाँ.
So what is your point of view about this? कि लोग of course आजकल AI tools का भी इस्तेमाल करते हैं, cloning होती है, काफी चीजें होती है. So your point of view on this?
There's been a sudden change AI के आने से, काफी change हुआ है. मतलब अब जो मुझे projects मिलते हैं, a lot of the time अगर client मतलब agency या production house बोल रहा है कि अच्छा ये है, ये pacing है, ये हमने अभी AI voice use की है placement के लिए as placeholder, आप इसके अकॉर्डिंग आप वॉइस ओवर कर दो. अर्लियर इट यूज्ड टू बी कि वो अपने कोई कंपनी में किसी को बोलते थे या खुद जो प्रोडक्शन वाला है या डायरेक्टर है उन्होंने अपनी आवाज डाल के एज अ प्लेस होल्डर कि ये ऐसे पॉजेस चाहिए. बट नाउ दे यूज AI. सो दैट हैज बीन नंबर वन दिस चेंज दैट आई हैव सीन. द बिगेस्ट चेंज जो मैंने देखा है कि नाउ ऑल द वीडियोस कम विद एन AI रेफरेंस कि ये है. बट आई स्टिल AI voice is there, cloning हो रही है, but I feel कि एक तो हमारी इंडस्ट्री में इतने changes होते हैं. No client, मतलब I am yet to meet a client जो take one में बोल दे perfect. ऐसा तो कोई है ही नहीं. मतलब I think in my 10 years I've probably met 2 clients like that. वो भी first time and they said yeah great. So I was like अरे वाह. But AI में अभी भी थोड़ी voice robotic लगती है. वो emotions नहीं आ पाते. मतलब I'm sure maybe the way technology is getting more and more advanced, maybe we reach that point in a couple of years. मतलब the way it's working, it will sound absolutely human like. पर अभी भी you can tell robotic voice unless अगर उन्होंने आवाज किसी की क्लोन की है, like they're using a मोदी जी की आवाज या अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज, चलो that is वो हो जाता है. But a natural voice वो थोड़ा it still sounds robotic. वो pauses थोड़ा सा artificial लगता है because you can't AI can be there, but आप जैसे क्लाइंट आपको बोल सकता है यहाँ पे पॉज करके हल्का सा एक स्माइल करो. Now AI cannot compute that yet.
Completely नहीं हो सकता.
So completely वो हर चीज में emotion. I mean there sometimes as voice over artist you and I will know that एक सेंटेंस में आपको 10 emotions दिखाने हैं. AI में आप कैसे बोलो कि like let's say start this with a smile and end it with a a straight tone और थोड़ा सा texture ले आइए, थोड़ा सा क्रैक करिए अपनी आवाज. AI में आप कैसे कर सकते हो? So there is time, maybe जैसे एडवांस हो रहे हैं चीजें, it reaches that level, but there are still like I think a few years to go. तब की तब हम वरी करेंगे. पर अभी I think I'm not too worried about AI. But it is there. It is definitely in our face. We can't avoid it. So we should learn to accept it. And उसके साथ as I said कि अब वो एक प्लेस होल्डर की तरह यूज होता है. So most voice over artists will get projects कि अच्छा ये है reference. This is the kind of voice we want. या ऐसे चाहिए. तो it works. So you're making peace with it. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it right now.
Well, of course, there is somewhere there is a limitation in every field, every aspect. It is more kind of an enabler rather than to help you out. And as you told, reference वगैरह के लिए clients वगैरह इस्तेमाल करते हैं.
मतलब it's great as a small business. अगर आप एक small business हो, आप एक ad करना चाहते हो, आप एक voice over artist नहीं, आपके बजट में है ही नहीं. Now with the AI आप एक वीडियो भी बना सकते हैं, आप एक voice over भी यूज कर सकते हैं. So it's great. So I think instead of trying to worry about it and be avoided, like जिनके मतलब those who can take advantage of it, आप लीजिए because it's great. Now we have this technology, so use it. So if you can, but as voice over artist, a lot of people say कि आप डर नहीं लग रहा voice, then you will get replaced by AI. मैंने कहा बहुत टाइम है.
There's one more thing now कि एक और चीज भी तो है. Just suppose if I talk about advertisements, TV पे जो ad चलते हैं, रेडियो पे ad चलते हैं, अब सामने वाले client अगर brand है, उनका तो बजट है. उन्होंने इतना खर्चा किया ऑन इन्फ्लुएंसर और हायरिंग सम पर्सनालिटी, स्पोर्ट्स और बॉलीवुड से कोई होता ना प्रोडक्शन में खर्चा किया, तो व्हाई वुड दे वांट अ मशीन वॉइस इन दैट? उन्होंने बजट अलॉट किया हुआ है. सो वो इतनी सिरदर्दी क्यों लेंगे कि वहां से प्रॉम्प्ट दे दे के उससे कराए? इससे अच्छा है कि इंसान को हायर कर लो.
वो लाइक आप AI में अभी कर सकते हो 40-year-old वॉइस, गर्ल्स वॉइस, Indian accent, Asian accent, ऐसे कर सकते हो आप अब. But as I said कि those little nuances that you need when you're saying something, like यहाँ पे हल्का सा एक pause करके आप एक voice में थोड़ा सा crack ले आओ, which आप AI में कैसे बोलोगे, कैसे type करो? It won't be able to understand that. So I feel there are certain limitations. कोई भी technology के साथ human touch is human touch for a reason.
Human touch.
So I think and especially voiceovers, AI is great as I said for certain things. मतलब अगर आप IVR recordings करते हैं, maybe AI can work well because वहाँ पे वैसे भी आपको एक straight tone use करना चाहिए.
Yes.
You have to sound a little bit digital or computerized. So AI can work well there. But for ads, for narration, for dubbing, आपको
Voice
चाहिए
acting.
human voice, because you have to be present and you have to feel that. And I think there is a limitation with AI.
Well, apart from all this, of course, voiceovers and so many things.
Yeah.
बहुत बढ़िया लगा बात करके. You are also managing a business, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
What is that? भाई थोड़ा आप अगर उसके बारे में ब्रीफ कर सकते हो.
हाँ जी, तो मैं और मेरे हस्बैंड ने हमने एक हॉट सॉस का बिजनेस शुरू किया है. इट्स कॉल्ड एल दियाब्लो सॉसेस, एंड दिस वी स्टार्टेड, मतलब द इंसेप्शन स्टार्टेड आई थिंक 2017, एंड देन बाय द टाइम हमने काफी हिट एंड ट्रायल किया. I think for the first 2-3 years we didn't even advertise, nothing. It was just word of mouth, say, because we would, and then when we decided to move into an office, but yeah, it's been great. That is also something that I have ongoing. तो हम अलग variety की, मतलब अलग type के sauces बनाते हैं, starting from mild going up to super spicy. So we are I think we're the only brand that is doing 15 unique flavors of sauces. It's not just like so we have really हमने Indian ingredients को लिया है, and we've given them a fun twist, and hamare sauces they contain no chemicals, no preservatives. So it's been we saw a gap in the market, aur tab humne shuru kiya hai. It's a small business, we're looking to grow it. To chalta hai,
Is operational via e-commerce, like just
yeah,
website?
So abhi we're not in retail, we're only online. तो अभी ऑफलाइन हम प्रेजेंट नहीं है. We are in couple of 1 or 2 very niche places. पर ज्यादातर हमारा B2C एंड B2B है. We also have a B2B segment जहाँ पे हम रेस्टोरेंट्स और क्लाउड किचन्स को हम अपने सॉसेस सप्लाई करते हैं. सो वो भी एक फन एस्पेक्ट है. इट्स अ डिफरेंट साइड. आई गेट टू basically with all these professions मैं juggle करती हूँ. I get to explore, I think, different sides of my personality also. So here I get to explore with marketing and getting more into product analysis, and I enjoy that part as well. And then of course there's the entertainment part. तो मतलब वो अलग, how I manage वो थोड़ा chaotic हो जाता है. Because it's just
no, really, so many things, managing household, business, voiceover, singing, so many things, Well, Tanya, it was great talking to you. बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके. Your journey, it's really inspiring, and at the best part, जिस तरह से आपने अपने Instagram का जिक्र किया, the way you're marketing, like मैं इसको marketing भी कह सकता हूँ. You are enjoying your work as a content creator, as a voiceover artist, and so wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. And it was great to have you on Voice Over Par Charcha, and thank you so much for being a part of this podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so much. It's been really fun, and I'm just happy that we could make this happen. We've been trying, and so I'm glad. And I love watching. I think I have gained so much knowledge watching your entire series. So it's great. I think hats off to you, and the audience obviously आपको इतना चाहती है. That's why this is going on. So good job to you, man.
Thank you so much.